Yeah, I thought first half was our best performance of the season. We moved the ball really well. Roland playing off Mika, we thought we'd maybe change that back three to go like for like. So Roland in behind caused them real problems, we felt, and two very good finishes. So the game should have been dead and buried, but are a good side, a very good manager, and we expected a response, and we got it. Unfortunately for us, through a set play. But we had numerous chances second half as well to finish the game off. You know, it was Connor had one, Mark had one, Mika had a great chance. And if you don't do that, it makes it a little bit nervy, but they stood strong and managed the game okay. But some very, very good performances today.
Killian's looking like a real player for you now. You'd be delighted to have him permanently.
Yeah, I'm worried at the same time. He keeps scoring goals. It's a real concern for us, but a good concern. But look, he's continued on where he left off last season with his form and his energy. He's a driving force in the team. You know, when you've got young Fraser Taylor in the team, Mark and Killian really add that legs and physicality, but also the technical quality both have as well. They won't maybe get the recognition for, and he's certainly now turning up with goals in big games as well. So long may that continue.
How much do you think, I mean, he's always been an all-action player here, but how much do you think getting the international recognition with Republic of Ireland will maybe take his game to another level?
Yeah, when you're training with different players from different backgrounds, different managers, it obviously helps your education and your learning process. But he's a very grounded boy, very down-to-earth boy, and he gives absolutely everything for the football club, and he'll continue to grow, and you know we'll enjoy him while we can.
Stephen, that's what you mentioned was Fraser Taylor. How impressed have you been in pre-season with his overall game? You know, at times maybe last season when we've seen him at points, it was really good in attack. If you've been pleased with his maybe progression and the defensive side, he's good.
He's got a lot to do defensively still. Yeah, he's brilliant going forward, but he was excellent again the last two games. We usually plays further forward than what we've had him playing. He usually plays in the 10 position and really creative, but we just felt we needed ownership of games. We needed somebody to dictate the game, and he's certainly done that brilliantly. So I'm joking, by the way. He's massively improved defensively. I wouldn't say it's his A game, and we don't want to take the invention out of his game, but also, certain games, when we have to have a little bit more solidity with Liam Donnelly and Osh, we will do that. But he certainly grabbed his chance, definitely, and there's a lot of improvements still to come.
And it seems then you've got the game of the next round. I hate saying that, but against Hearts.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, get through these tricky early games. Everyone thinks they're easy, they're not. The expectations on the Premiership side, so we've got 4 boys sitting on the bench I believe could make the starting 11 even more competitive or stronger, but they haven't got the game time to play them. So to get through first and foremost is good. To get a home draw is good, so we take the positives out of that. It could have been an easier draw than Hearts, of course, but I got the cup final last time. We beat Hearts, Rangers and Aberdeen to get there, so no reason why we can't do the same.
When you say worrying that Killian's scoring goals now, do you mean he'll just catch a few eyes now?
Yeah, look, that's what we are as a football club. We put people on platforms. Killian didn't have loads of offers when he came to us. He grew as a boy, grew as a player, and he'll be the first to say that the football club's been fantastic for him and the coaching staff. And yeah, you give the boy a platform, he snatched his chance. He's an international footballer now, so inevitably he will get attention. But we don't need to sell. We've had obviously no contact at the moment. So when Killian leaves, it'll be for good money, and he'll deserve his move. His trajectory is going where we wanted to go, and he'll continue to get better.
Roland set him up really well for both goals. So nice wee partnership between them.
Yeah, we've playing Roland in 3-5-2 sometimes. We believe they wanted today to go to a back three and fight our 2 strikers. We thought Roland would cause him problems in them little pockets, and he did. We've worked on him simplifying his game sometimes and picking other people out, and again he done it for Mika in the second half, and he's done it in the first half twice for Killian, and he's a player that gives us real invention, and again another one that we're putting on a platform. He's getting better and better each game, getting a much better game understanding, and again another great asset for the football club.
Are you placing yourself just between now and the end of the window? Is there any interest in anyone at all?
No, I've had no contact, and again we don't need to sell players. It has to be at the football club now. The stage we're at after 3 top 6 finishes, this group of players have put the club in a position where we don't have to sell players. We are a club that produces players and sells them. That has to be the model. We don't have a big backer. We don't have an individual putting millions in. So that is the way the football club works. But it'll always be on the club's terms now, and it's good for the football club because people want to play here. They want to sign here. You know, the boys that we've just signed, Miguel, Malik on a pre-contract as well, Big T as well in the right wing back area. Our boys had lots of other options, so the success of Roland, success of Killian and others are now putting the club in the spotlight. We're able to get players potentially we wouldn't have got before.
Excuse me if I missed this, but with Ethan Erahon moving on, do you get a little windfall from that?
I believe we get some money. Nobody's told me how much yet, but I certainly will be pressing to see how much. Listen, it's again good business from the football club. Ethan was a boy that was struggling when we came in. Again, you know, the staff I've given him a platform, the confidence to go and do what he's doing, and we had no doubt he was going to continue to go again in an upward trajectory, and the club will get some sort of money from that deal. I'm not sure what, I'm not involved in the money side of things, but if the board can help us with it or they can put money in to help us strengthen, they certainly will.
With Malik, do you expect to be able to bring him in this window at all? As he made himself unavailable for Cork on Friday?
I'm not so sure he did make himself unavailable. I have no idea. I'm sure if he's under contract he was available to play. I've not had any contact in that area. That's not my role. Malik's a Cork player until the window's up, or sorry, to the end of their season. So that'll be other people that need to speak about that. It's certainly not my remit to be taking players before their time. We'd love to have them, of course, but that has to be an agreement between the two football clubs.
Outside of Malik, are you looking to add any more before the window closes?
Yes, I'd like to, but you know, maybe perhaps we have to move one, maybe two on before that happens. Inevitably, when you bring new players in, people get frustrated. They see their opportunities maybe not as much, a little bit more limited than they maybe were previously. So we'll look at that. We'll treat people properly the way we always do, and not stand in people's way and allow them to go and play football, because that's the hard bit. I've got a group of boys who are fantastic, can't play any more than 11 players, unfortunately, and that's the hardest bit of my job, but they'll be treated respectfully, and again, when we're ready to do business, then we will do.
Do you have an ideal squad size number in mind, whilst also considering maybe what academy prospects can come in?
Yeah, we've got any of the academy prospects that are going to be anywhere near the first team we've got with us, Evan Mooney and Fraser Taylor. The rest of the younger boys are still a long way from being involved in a top six St Mirren side. So 21, we want 21 players, that's the ideal number, and 2 goalkeepers, but we're still working on that.
I was just going into the cup run, obviously you mentioned Hearts at home. How confident are you and the players feeling that you can finally deliver a good cup run to the fans?
Well, we haven't done that so far, as you rightly allude to. Thanks for reminding us of that. But certainly it's our goal. You know, we're potentially not going to win the league this year, but there's always a chance in the cup. If you get good draws, you ask for a home draw. If you're going to progress, you've got to beat the better teams, and Hearts are one of the better teams in the competition. I'm sure Derek will have them well prepared. They've got millions of pounds to spend as well. But we fancy our chances against anybody at home. We fancy our chances against anybody in any game, and that's been proven with our results in the top 6.
How are you feeling about Celtic next Sunday?
Looking forward to it. A really easy start, and you're going to have to play Celtic at some stage in the season. It's always a difficult venue to go to. We know what they're about, but we will go, and we've been very, very close to the last game of the season. You know, it was the last minute they equalised in. We've caused them problems up to a point, and we have to try and do that and do it better to get a result.